From the Business Radio X studios in Woodstock, Georgia, it's time for Cherokee Business Radio.
Welcome back to Cherokee Business Radio. I'm your host, professional EOS implementer, Joshua Korditsky, and I've got really an incredible story to tell, although I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat. Today, I have Tom and Joanne Curtin back with me from the Curtin team, and we're going to get to them in just a minute because their big project is coming up. But first, I want to make sure that we thank the Business Radio X Community Partner Program, the Business Radio X Main Street Warriors, defending capitalism, promoting small business, and supporting our local community. For more information, please go to mainstreetwarriors.org. And a special note of thanks to our title sponsor for the Cherokee chapter of Main Street Warriors, Diesel David Inc. Please go check them out at dieseldavid.com. So, as I said, my guests today are Tom and Joanne Curtin. Tom is the CEO of the Curtin team. Joanne is the founder of the Curtin team, but also president and co-founder of Curtin Team Cares. It's a charitable organization behind their community impact programs. Under their leadership, the Curtin team has become one of Metro Atlanta's most respected real estate teams, known for their focus on education, leadership, and community connection. Today, they're joining us to share more about their Roswell Home Refresh program, an initiative that brings local educators renewed comfort and appreciation through the hands of on-home transformation led by local partners, vendors, and volunteers. Tom, Joanne, welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys here today.
Thank you, Joshua. We are thrilled.
It's always exciting when we get to talk about how we can help others, and with what you're doing through Curtin Team Cares and the Roswell Home Refresh program. Will you tell us about it? Because I get very excited, and I want to make sure we explain what it is before we start talking about it.
Yeah. Well, the Roswell Home Refresh is It is a project. You mentioned program, but really it's a project,
okay.
And it's a different project every year. It was created through Curtin Team Cares, our 5013C organization that we founded. What year did we?
2018.
2018, and we were looking for real focus for our nonprofit, and I'm a teacher. I taught for 5 years, early childhood ed, before I got into real estate. And my heart really just is with teachers. I mean, that's just kind of what I love to do, is support. There's no harder job in the world. Okay.
That's for darn sure.
In fact, it is the birthplace of sales. If you can get kids,
you're 100% right.
If you can get kids to learn, you're a salesperson. And it starts in the classroom. So I have a big heart for teachers. I was a teacher, and we decided, you know what, our board met, and we did a lot of outreach in the community, but we decided, you know what, let's focus our efforts on the Roswell area school district staff and teachers. Okay. And let's take nominations for a teacher or staff member that's had a hard year. So this will be our second year of our project.
This is our second, and so we learned a lot last year, just starting it for the first time. But what I was going to add is these stories. We take nominations, and we have to decide who is going to be the quote winner. And there's a lot of tough stories. When you read it, you feel for them, and this year's winner we're really excited about, but the project varies based on what they need. So, Joanne will literally go to the house and kind of, hey, what's your wish list? And find out what they want, and then we're able to leverage our vendor network, of all the folks that we lean into throughout the year through Curtin Team, through our real estate business, right? And we've got great painters and
everything is donated. They're the labor, materials, everything. The project is completely donations.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So they donate. We're very fortunate to be able to lean into them for donations for labor and materials and all that. And then this year, for example, our winner is getting a lot of furniture right? So we're able to purchase that furniture through the donations that we raise through Curtin Team Cares and those kind of efforts. So
yeah, it's great. I mean, it is just so exciting to have, the community involved, and it's our second year, so it is slowly catching on.
Right.
And it's going to get bigger and bigger. I already feel it, because when we go to the schools, now the receptionist pulls out her phone. She sees the flowers,
Right.
and she's like, "Oh my gosh, here we go."
Yeah.
So as you've grown now year 2 with the program, and you're taking those nominations, which, to be clear, the nominations are closed for this year, but won't be too long before we're
right,
back around.
and we end them August 1st. We
Okay.
let them go all summer long. So we let the principals know in the schools that we're going to take nominations all summer long. So it's a real kind of relaxed summer. People just nominate anonymously or with a name that they can choose all summer. And then August 1st, it's over. And then we meet as a board and we choose the winner, and then game on until Thanksgiving.
And I think it speaks a lot of the Curtin team that you've got all of your vendors and suppliers that are helping you. That kind of thing doesn't come without trust and without knowing that you're a good partner to them.
Right.
For them to be able to volunteer and to donate their time. So throughout the year, is this now something you're talking up with your vendors and your suppliers so that they're aware of it?
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's I mean, they know we're going to ask now, but
but I mean, you would think, we can ask a lot. They don't want to not do it. Like,
That's awesome.
I mean, so it's like, wow, my painter is like, if I can call it, he calls it a blessing. If I can do the blessing this year. And I'm like, of course you can.
How do you say no to that?
I know. So it's like, I don't know. We don't have to shop vendors.
Right.
Nobody is saying no, and I can't do it this year or really anything.
Yeah.
So.
And we don't know until we know what the project's going to be.
Right.
But for the most part,
I mean, last year
painting's usually always involved, right?
Painting and probably walls.
Yeah.
Right. Last year we had some, concrete work.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
was freezing.
That was
and
tough.
these guys, I mean, I got a video of the dust flying. They're all just decked out in their, winter coats.
Right.
And it was grueling work. And we couldn't believe it. So,
Yeah.
Speaking only as a homeowner, I didn't realize that concrete was an art till I needed some. And it turns out it is quite an art.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
And they did it with a smile, of all things.
When you're doing things like this that are giving of yourself to help others. So let's talk about last year's situation or last year's winner. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how did that land? How did it go over? Because this is the first person. So
Yeah.
Well, I think kind of backing up, what Joanne mentioned with it growing, I do think that because it was the first year, I think people are like, "Is this real? What is this?
Sure.
Right? Where's the catch?" So we didn't have as many nominations because I think people just thought, I don't want to give these people my name, right?
This is just another way to get my name.
Yeah. So I think we had to, some people knew us because we do other things through the school, but in a broad sense, they didn't. So I think we had to build some trust. But last year's was a pretty big variety. I mean, there's painting, landscaping.
And again, every winner. So last year's winner, something that was important to her was her home office. She'd had some challenges in her family, and she really wanted to commemorate a past child. And it was just really a deep story,
Right.
and we just were delicate about it. Sure. And then when you walk into the home, you ask them what, wave a magic wand, what's something that would really mean something. And to her, it was kind of to have a respite of that room where she could just go and it could just be a room for her. So we created that. We transformed a bedroom into a home office with memories, all around the photos, all around the room. And it was delicate because there's siblings involved, and a lot of people came out in the community that knew her and wanted to help, and it was just so touching. Really, really was.
I think people love to help, and people love to help others who whether it's through loss or other means, and we want to respect their privacy, but in order to help fill the hole in ourselves, we help, but to also help others who have endured things. It's healing for everybody.
Right. And we had, we had nominations that we couldn't choose. We had a winner, right. that we all chose. But then we had a couple of runners up that we couldn't choose. So, we do something for them as well.
That's
I'll just leave it at that. We definitely bless them in another way, and that feels good too.
Well, and I know this, and I'm not shy about saying it. Pardon me again with my squeaky voice. The reason I got to know you both is that I'm a 2-time customer, but I say this from a human interest perspective. You do a lot in the community, and I know that because I receive regular communication as a former customer that this is going on. I got a thing that there's some pies coming around. But you guys do movie nights. You do all sorts of things.
We did wino bingo, Joshua. Where were you?
Probably here. But you guys have created your own community. And I think that speaks volumes about the integrity of your business, because people that I know, that I've recommended, that I've suggested, the Curtin team, it's integrity first, it's community spirit. Now it's charitable giving, not that it wasn't before, because Curtin Team Cares already existed, correct? So it wasn't that you weren't doing other charitable things. This one's just a little bit more public.
It is, and it was just such a perfect project for our team because, any Tuesday we can refresh a home. We do that for a living.
Right.
And to do this, it's such a large project for the winter, and to us it's just something we take for granted. So we're like, wow, this is just perfect for us to get behind, and we should just just keep putting gas on it every year, see what we can do.
And we want to make sure that we draw the attention to it. We'll get you on earlier before the nomination process next time, so that we can make sure to get the word out about that. We are all somewhat, I don't want to say numb, but we're biased because we see renovation programs on television that, let's just go ahead and say, are not realistic.
It's almost impossible to create what they're.
I have in my personal life known people that have been not on shows, but have been in the running to be on shows. And let's just say there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and leave it at that. We won't speak ill of them, but how long does it take once you have your winner and things get moving?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah. So we do have to spread some of it out. So, I guess originally we kind of thought, could we do it all in one day? And the answer is no. It does
Paint's
depend on the
gotta
house.
dry,
Yeah.
drywall's
So
gotta
in this case, the paint's already been done. We bring the painter in ahead of time.
So we reach out to the vendors that we know we need these things fixed. We get them to, let us know that that's a possibility, absolutely. But then I think what's so great is the vendors can say, you know what, when it's an ice storm or when it's rained out, we can come over there with our guys. Like, can we do that on, this weekend or on a Friday? And so it's really just whenever it's good for them. And we clear it with the homeowner. And they're so thankful. They're like, absolutely, they can come over here. And so we're actually working on it for a good month prior to the day. But then the day happens, and we get full, permission to bring our team and our board in.
And the volunteers.
Oh, and volunteers, of course, to come in and just put stuff together and do the install, is what we say, with all the fun stuff that we've.
Well, so let's talk about volunteers, because there is still time for volunteers.
There is totally time. We have blinds, and we have
a lot of
drapes.
furniture.
We
Some
have
of it's
furniture.
from IKEA, which is making me sweat.
But let me just tell you, some IKEA shelves are about as good as, that is like gold. I love those IKEA shelves.
So we have that whole day, and that's the fun. I don't know, that furniture putting together is fun.
But the install of the furniture.
Once you get to see the finished product, finish it.
That's the payoff
that
that keeps everybody tuned into those silly shows, right? It's because everybody wants to see the after.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love the fact that you guys are realistic about it, because it always struck me as kind of crazy how they could paint the house and put the furniture in on the same day. I'm like,
Right.
well, I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah.
You must not care a lot about the floors.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're humans. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there in the morning. We're going to have lunch there. I mean, it's a great, obviously, team building exercise.
And we do it the Friday before Thanksgiving on purpose, so that the homeowner, the winner, can have, everything's done for the holidays, right? For Thanksgiving and going into the holidays. So
yeah.
So that's the day that we've chosen.
Yeah, and everyone's in a giving spirit. It just makes sense,
Sure.
It's the perfect time to plant flowers. We usually put some flowers up by the front door. There's holiday decorations involved. I don't want to. Is she going to hear this after the fact?
Well,
I don't want to give away a
Fair
fun thing
enough.
that we're
Fair
doing
enough.
in there.
Then let's
Yeah.
we'll leave it secret, and you can share it next time.
Yeah. So we have a little surprise.
Well, and I know from other conversations that we've had that you've got a really strong culture inside of the Curtin team itself. So are your folks excited to get involved?
Oh,
folks
they,
meaning
yeah.
the-
I mean,
the
they're like,
people
"Who's the
in
winner? Like, who's the
Yeah.
winner? What can we do?" And they're just, they block out the day, and they're just, they're coming ready to be fill their cup.
Yeah, it's something that we can all kind of get behind, and part of the way that we fund Curtin Team Cares is every home that we sell, we donate a portion into Curtin Team Cares. So just kind of throughout the year,
There's a kitty. There's a kitty we're drawing
team
from.
knows
That's
that we're-
good to know, though, because
Yeah.
that's not something that had even occurred to me how that comes about, because lumber's not free no matter who's donating.
Right. Yeah. And when we do sell homes, we have letters that go out and reminds them a portion of this went to our home refresh. This is what, our nonprofit is supporting, and just gives that homeowner a feel good of like what we donated on their behalf for that sale. They forget, or maybe don't even know.
Well, 100% they forget, because if it's not in front of us, that's just human nature. But I think that it's the fact that it's a portion of every home you're dealing with says a lot about the integrity of the organization, and it's about the consistency of keeping that kitty full, because we all know that it all goes up and down when it comes to availability and vendors and supplies and all of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you guys are really forward thinking that way. Do you? And I ask this cautiously, we don't want to give anything away. Do you have other plans for Curtin Team Cares, with other things that you are okay talking about? Or?
Yeah, well, we
actually do quite a bit of things.
There's some partners in the community that we partner with and we donate to regularly. Children's Development Academy is one of them. There's
CDA.
a school in Roswell.
And they serve under, what is their mission? It's under low-income families.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a low-income family support for early childhood ed.
Yeah.
And again,
preschool.
that was in line with...
Sounds like it's your passion.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in line with what we did, and we were just like, wow, this is fabulous. So
And
it's all pre-K.
We also take kind of one-offs, there's been just outreach if something happens to an individual in the community that they need kind of an immediate support, then that's what we're there to
Right,
do
and we
too,
have a
so.
liaison on the board for every elementary school.
Oh, wow.
As
Okay.
well as into some middle schools too.
Yeah,
'cause-
one of the fun things we've been able to do is a couple of the elementary schools where we are, they don't have enough funds to do a field trip. Like some schools, the parents can donate.
well, the school-wide field trips.
Sure.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
school-wide
those
field
can get
trips.
expensive.
So some of the kids, their parents don't have the money to give to do the field trip. And we've been able to fund that so that all the kids can go. And
it's a sleepover at the aquarium.
Yeah.
That's really
Like
cool.
I remember when my daughter did a sleepover. Like and it's all about your friends and just such a big deal.
Well, and the reason that
And
I
that's a
asked
fifth
that-
grade trip, by the way. Those
Thank you
sleepovers.
for clarifying. The reason that I asked that is I want people to understand that this isn't just in the real estate universe of giving, right? That this is just community care and community consciousness. And for that, you guys should really, really be saluted. And it's why I was so excited to have you back on to talk about this, because these are the kinds of things that people don't ever see happen. right? And most giving is invisible, and it's no one's business who does what, where, to whom, or how as far as giving goes. But we need more corporate responsibility. We need more corporate giving because this is direct and directly touches the communities you serve and that we serve. So to me, I love the fact that it's starting and ending with education focus, but it's also giving into the community to help elevate folks within. So I'm excited to see this year's winner. When will that be made public?
Well, actually, we had it's going out in the magazine. Well, we've shared who the winner is.
Yeah, so we've announced the winner already.
Okay.
Her name is Tony Reeves, and she's from Hembry Springs Elementary School.
Okay.
And it was so fun to share that with our team because one of our team members was like, "Oh my gosh, my kids went to Hembry Springs."
That's awesome.
So there's such a connection. So it was an anonymous nomination, and Tony is very just grateful. She's like, I don't need to hide anything. You just share my story. But she's a single mom, and she recently purchased a house. And, in our business, I mean, anyone that pulls the trigger to purchase a house in a climate that we've been through is just a hero already.
Right.
And we just were really proud of her for doing that. And she, after she purchased the house, she had some things that just never got done. And that's what her kind of wish was, oh my gosh, like, I just want to get my kids' rooms painted. I haven't done that. And, some other things with the kids, we got to talk to them about some things that they were wanting. So it was just fabulous. But I forgot, what was your question initially?
Who the winner was.
Oh,
Just
who the winner
about who the winner was.
Yes. And so, we surprised her with a beautiful bouquet of flowers donated. And she came to the front. They called her up. She thought she was in trouble. That was the best video. And it's just, it involves the whole school, and we're going to involve the whole school again for her install day.
Right.
They're going to do a little something for her. So we're excited. But and then Roswell Neighbor Magazine does an article about it to let the community know.
Well, and
Michelle Berry helps us put that out, and it's just awesome.
Is there a website where people can kind of see some pictures, or if they want to learn more?
We put it on our social media.
Yeah,
Curtin
best thing
team.
is just our Instagram, Curtin Team,
Okay.
and then it'll link up to Curtin Team Cares. So really, it's Instagram and Facebook. Curtin Team Cares. Social is really where it's all at. I mean, that's
at this
instant.
point, websites are kind of static.
Well, you can go to our website to give money or sign up to volunteer.
Well, please tell us what that is.
CurtinTeamCares.org or CurtinTeam.com.
And it's important to point out again, and I'm a stickler on this one. It's a 501c3. It's a legitimate nonprofit, and not to intimate that others are not, but there's a lot of confusion sometimes. This is a charity, and you are donating to a charity.
Absolutely.
And it's a charity that helps here in our community, and in this particular case is fulfilling an educator's wish list for what they had wanted to get finished in their home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. and as we roll forward into the season of giving, I think it's important to note that we got to keep the kitty full. So if people want to continue to donate, if people want to give,
Yes.
those doors are open.
Absolutely.
They can give with those with the sites that Tom shared, and when we do these events like Wino Bingo, and we have Breakfast with Santa and Photos with Santa coming up in December, there's an QR code where they can donate on the spot, because actually we weren't doing that last year, and the families were so grateful that their kids could come, and tell tell Santa what they want, and it's later in the month to where they actually have an idea.
Right.
Sometimes it's so early, but they're so grateful, and they're like, "Oh, how can we thank you?" And we're like, "Oh, well, this is how you can thank us, if you're asking."
That's
definitely
fantastic.
So
Either that or buy a house. I mean,
Right.
that too.
that was a big
That
thank you.
helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you guys enough for the work that you're doing in the community. Is there anything else that we need to let anybody know about the program? Excuse me, the project?
Yeah. Gosh.
I want to.
I mean, think about just think about next year. If
we'll open up nominations probably in the early spring next year. So
okay, and we want to make sure that you're following them on Instagram for both Curtin Team and Curtin Team Cares, so that way you're able to see what's going on and maybe stay abreast of what's happening in your community in a couple of different directions.
Yeah, and if someone's not getting our newsletter, I mean, we really, I mean, and follow us on Instagram. I mean, we just did a post about like what's happening in the Roswell Alpharetta area over the holidays and over the giving times. I mean, how to give, Must Ministries. I mean, there's all kinds of ways people can give back, not just through Curtin Team Care. So we're really rooted in the community.
And I know you are. And I'll tell you, in an information age where we are all overloaded with entirely too much communication, I do read your emails. That's how I knew about the pie.
I'm so glad to hear that because,
it's hard to know what works.
Joshua, I remember this will be our 25th year coming up. Next year will be our 25th year.
Wow.
Everything's going to have a 25 in it when we do something. But I remember asking people for their emails when we were first in the business, and they were like, well, I'm not going to share my email. Nobody wanted to give their emails.
I don't have one.
I don't have one. So now, and then I'm wondering, do people really read their? So I'm glad to hear that we have something that you choose to read.
Well,
because so many people delete their
email. What it comes down to is the fact that you're sharing useful information, and when you're sharing useful information, when you're showing the good you're doing. Right, it's hard not to pay attention.
Yeah, it's a good email. Yeah, you want to open it.
Because we all get plenty of other emails that we don't want to read.
Right.
So that always makes me happy to see. So I'm glad that you guys are maintaining the communication. Keep it open, keep it flowing, and thank you for what you're doing for our community, because I think that it deserves the thanks. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So for anyone who wants to learn more about the Roswell Home Refresh or the Curtin Team Cares, the best way to do that is to go to their Instagram or their website. We will have those published when we publish the interview on Spotify and Apple and the other podcast platforms. My guests today have been Tom Curtin, the CEO of the Curtin Team, Joanne Curtin, the founder of the Curtin Team and president and co-founder of Curtin Team Cares, the charitable organization behind the community impact programs that they do. Under their leadership, the Curtin Team has become one of Metro Atlanta's most respected real estate teams, known for their focus on education, leadership, and community connection. I can't thank you guys enough for coming in and giving us some more of your time. I know how short it must be these days.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
It's
so
always a
we
pleasure, and I expect to see you in the spring when the nominations open.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That'll be great.
And I just want to remind everybody that today's episode is brought to you in part by the Community Partner Program, the Business Radio X Main Street Warriors, defending capitalism, promoting small business, and supporting our local community. For more information, please go to mainstreetwarriors.org. And a special note of thanks to our title sponsor of the Cherokee chapter of Main Street Warriors, Diesel David Inc. Please go check them out at dieseldavid.com. My name is Joshua Kornitsky. I am a professional implementer of the entrepreneurial operating system. And this has been Cherokee Business Radio. Thank you for listening.